12 years before the First Temple was destroyed, King Jeconiah and the Judean aristocracy were exiled to Babylon. They didn't travel empty-handed. The exiles packed physical stones and earth directly from the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. They used these materials to build a structure in the Babylonian city of Nehardea, the Shaf Ve'yativ, the synagogue that traveled and settled. By embedding pieces of the temple into foreign soil, they legally and spiritually designated Babylon as a prepared sanctuary for future jurisprudence. By laying these foundations in Nehardea, the Judean leadership installed a secondary legal site centuries before the primary one would fail. Let's fast forward a few hundred years to the era immediately following the publication of the Mishnah in the land of Israel. This map shows the geopolitical reality of the time. The Roman Empire was launching severe persecutions, and shifting imperial lines were isolating Israeli scholars and dismantling Jewish institutional life. This instability threatened the Central Supreme Court, which had maintained an unbroken chain of oral law for nearly 3,000 years. The West was rapidly becoming a legal vacuum. The land of Israel could no longer physically protect the jurisdictional continuity of the constitutional tradition. Faced with this collapsing infrastructure, a new intellectual vanguard emerged. Two scholars in particular stepped forward, Rav and Shmuel. They were the most elite disciples of Rabbi Judah the Prince, the man who had just compiled the Mishnah. Studying directly under the prince, they had achieved an exhaustive, rigorous mastery over this newly codified legal text. Rav and Shmuel recognized the closing window of stability in the West. They knew action was required to preserve the law before the system collapsed completely. Because of their direct lineage to the prince and their mastery of the code, they were authorized carriers of the entire constitutional framework. They made a calculated decision to formally leave the failing stability of Israel and immigrate to the east. They navigated directly toward the ancient prepared grounds of Babylon. This move was a massive logistical feat, relocating the specialized personnel and the legal authority required to maintain a national court. They executed a deliberate transfer of sovereign intellect to a secure geopolitical zone to ensure the oral law could continue to function. Upon arriving, Shmuel took up his position presiding over the established yeshiva in Nehardea. This academy sat directly upon the ancient foundations of the Shaf Ve'yativ, utilizing the very stones brought from Jerusalem centuries earlier. Simultaneously, Rav traveled to Sura to construct a colossal new academy from the ground up. This organizational chart shows how the dual academy system of Sura and Nehardea functioned. They operated at a scale that secured transparent consensus from tens of thousands of scholars across the diaspora. Through these two massive institutions, Rav and Shmuel successfully rebuilt the Supreme Court's jurisdictional capability outside the physical borders of Israel. The establishment of these eastern capitals marked the formal launch of the Amoraic era. This powerful new eastern infrastructure successfully insulated the legal tradition, completely isolating it from the total collapse of the West. The oral law survived unbroken because Rav and Shmuel activated a pre-existing infrastructure, successfully shifting the jurisdictional center to a more stable geography.